fucking crazy.
What's up, y'all? Killer Cam back again. Today we got a special guest in the building. Today we have Will's B14 200SX in the building. Now this car is not an SER. This is an SE model, and it came factory with a 1.6. What we're going to be doing with this car is we're going to be SR20 swapping it. Now this is a roller rocker SR20.
Wow!
This came out of a 2002 Infiniti G20. Now, the reason we did that was for availability purposes. It's gonna work out to his benefit because there's a little free extra horsepower in there to be going from what we're gonna try and do. The car is already manual, so we don't have to worry about that. But I know the car is a little bit rough. It's in kind of rough condition, more rough than I usually deal with. But I agreed to help him bring this car back to life with the SR20 swap. And his plan after getting the swap done is to take the car to go get the paint and body work done. So I think in the end, he's gonna have a really, really nice B14. And it's gonna be something like an SER clone, you know? And then if he wants to add horsepower sometime down the road, add a turbo, nitrous, whatever, then he can just bring it back. I'll take care of that for him and set him on the right path. But yeah, this is the car. We're still waiting on a few parts to come in for Will's 200SX. Not everything is here yet. So right now we're at the mercy of USPS and FedEx. But we can go ahead and start dropping the 1.6 engine out of the car and prepping the engine bay for the 2.0 once all the parts get here. So I'm gonna go ahead and start knocking that out. Working with a lift, get yourself a dolly to throw underneath there. That's gonna catch the engine and trans, and then you'll be able to roll it out from underneath the car once it's unbolted. All right, so we pretty much have everything unbolted here. It's about ready to come out. I just recovered the refrigerant out of the AC lines, so I gotta undo those. And I've already gone ahead and drained the coolant and the oil and the gear oil. So we should be good on fluids. So yeah, I just gotta unbolt the AC lines and then go inside the car and disconnect the ECU plug and like 2 or 3 other plugs underneath the dash, and then I could pull that through the firewall, and then the whole drivetrain will come out of the bottom of the car as one. There we go. So now the ECU is unbolted from the car. Once you remove the plastic cover off of the ECU, this is what you're gonna be looking at. You got one 10mm bolt in the middle there. You're gonna undo that. Once you undo that, the ECU should come unplugged, like so. And you can pull that. There's a relay. I guess this is known as the ECCS relay. So you want to go ahead and pull that off like so. Just pull it off with a tab. Once the ECU is unplugged, you're going to be left with the harness. Now one side of the harness goes up through the firewall and into the engine bay, and then the other side goes underneath the dash to some more plugs up underneath. So this end goes to a connector, and also this should go to a connector located underneath the dash. All right. So you see those 2 plugs right there? You're gonna undo those, and then on this side there's more. You're gonna undo the plug on this side. All right, so we got the harness undone from the car and from the ECU. Now this needs to go up through the firewall. Underneath the car, you can see where that harness actually comes out of the firewall. And all you're gonna do is just pull the harness until it all comes out. Got it out, y'all. We got the engine out, but I had to cut today short because I actually work today. So I do the SR20 thing in the mornings, and then I have
a regular job that I work nights. So as y'all saw, I got the engine out, I got it on the ground before leaving. Quick recap on what needs to happen in order to get the engine out of the car. This pretty much applies to any vehicle that you're going to be working on replacing an engine. Same principle, right? Anything that attaches the engine to the chassis of the car needs to come undone. Be it shift linkage, axles, electrical connections, hoses, power steering lines, all of that stuff, AC lines, all that stuff has to come loose. Everything has to be disconnected. Now, once you have all that stuff disconnected, then you want to go ahead and, drain your fluids, coolant, engine oil, gear oil or transmission fluid, power steering fluid. Drain all of that stuff ahead of time. Underneath the car is the cradle or cross member, as many call it. Remove the cross member, get that out of your way, undo the exhaust. Then you can go inside the car, undo your electrical connections underneath the dash and your ECU plug, push that through the firewall, and then at that point it should be a matter of 2 or 3 bolts holding the engine to the chassis. Slide a dolly underneath there, undo your bolts, the whole drivetrain should fall onto the dolly, and then you can lift the car up and pull the engine out from underneath. Done deal. I'm gonna go ahead and call that a part 1. I'll make a multi-part series of this. So part 1 would be GA16 removal. Part 2 would be a parts list in preparation for the SR20 swap. Part 3, putting it all together, and so on and so forth. I'll just make it a multi-part series for everything. So as always, like, comment, subscribe. It's peace, power, positivity. As always, 800 subscribers so far, guys. Thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys on the next one, man. Y'all stay up.